I just woke up in Tenochtitlan, a city on water, and almost nobody here knows it is about to disappear. Canoes are cutting past my shoulder, packed with flowers and food. It's like this impossible floating capital has always been awake. The stones under me are solid, but everything else is water, bridges, boats, and motion. This is not a village, it is a machine. Those are not ruins in the distance. They are working temples over a living city, and I know what is coming for it. People keep passing me like I am strange, but not impossible. Maybe they think I am some lost traveler from far away. These are floating gardens, and they are feeding a capital bigger than I imagined. The mud, flowers, and maize are all carefully arranged. A farmer handed me this flower without smiling. I think it was kindness, suspicion, or both at exactly the same time. The canals are like streets, and the boats move with perfect confidence. I feel like I walked into a city made of choreography. I found one of the causeways, and now the scale is impossible to ignore. Water on both sides, city ahead, mountains beyond. The men guarding this road are watching everyone. This is not just a beautiful city on a lake, it is controlled and defended. People carry baskets, tools, bundles, and messages across this road. Tenochtitlan does not feel ancient, it feels busy. From up here, I can finally see it. Canals, rooftops, temples, bridges, and a city larger than anything I expected. This city is bigger than anything I expected, and almost no one here knows it is about to disappear. Smoke is rising from hundreds of homes. People are cooking breakfast, arguing, laughing, and living inside a world near the edge. A family let me stand in their courtyard, and I do not know why. The cup is warm, earthy, and probably safer than refusing. Everything here has texture. Reed mats, clay walls, cotton cloth, stone floors. The past does not look simple when you are inside it. They are speaking Nahuatl around me, and I only catch meaning through faces. My accent must sound like a broken instrument. The side streets are tight and clean, with water channels running beside the path. Even the alleys feel planned, not accidental.
Porters just hurried past with huge loads on their backs. Nobody stops long, because this city has a rhythm, and I am in the way.
The noise ahead is unreal. Drums, bargaining, footsteps, birds, splashing water, and thousands of voices folding into one city sound. I think these cacao beans are money here. A trader looked offended when I almost treated them like a snack. The market smells like smoke, flowers, corn, fish, whetstone, and chilies strong enough to make my eyes water instantly. The cloth here is beautiful, not crude at all. White cotton, bright dyes, woven patterns, and hands that know exactly what they are doing. There are flowers everywhere, arranged like treasure. This market is not just trade, it is color, status, devotion, and daily life. I have never felt more visible. People glance at my face, my clothes, my confusion, then decide how much danger I am. There are officials walking through the stalls, settling arguments fast. This place is huge, but it is not chaotic. Someone sold me a bowl of maize and beans, and it tastes smoky and bright. Hunger makes time travel feel less mysterious. I just heard people talking about strangers from the east. The words were quiet, but the faces changed when they said them. A group of nobles passed in embroidered cloaks, and the crowd opened without being told. Power here is visible in fabric. Messengers move through the square faster than anyone else. News travels by feet here, and today every message feels heavy. Every bridge matters because every canal interrupts the street. This city is beautiful, but it is also a machine of movement. I am near the Great Temple now, and the air feels different. People lower their voices without anyone ordering them to. Welcome to the heart of the ancient city. The energy here is incredible. Priests just passed behind me in dark paint and bright cloth. Everyone stepped aside, and suddenly the city felt less welcoming.
The walls are painted in colors that runes never preserve properly. Red, blue, white, black, all alive under the sun.
The drums started, and my chest felt it before my ears understood. This is not background music. It is authority in rhythm. I am backing away because some things here are sacred, dangerous, and not mine to interrupt. Curiosity has limits when people are watching. I ducked into an alley because the temple precinct overwhelmed me.
The shade is cooler, but the tension followed me here. A boy pressed this token into my hand, then ran. I do not know if it is a warning, payment, or a mistake. The family here recognized the token and went silent. That silence told me more than any translation could have. She points toward the water and the roads beyond it. She does not seem afraid of me anymore. She drew a road, then little shapes like mountains, then men arriving from the sunrise. I think the rumors are spreading. I came to the lake edge, and the city looks impossible from here. Stone and water braided together under a sky full of birds. The fishermen are laughing while they work, like nothing can touch this place. That is the part that hurts to watch. Those causeways connect everything, but they could also trap everything. I know that from the future, and they do not. The lake smells green and mineral, and the wind keeps changing direction. It feels peaceful until you remember armies need roads. The causeway is crowded now, and nobody seems relaxed. People keep looking east, then pretending they were only checking the weather. This bridge can be lifted or broken, which suddenly seems important. The city built beauty, but it also built emergency plans. The guards are questioning men with bundles from outside the city. Every answer is short, careful, and followed by another glance east. A patrol just passed, and the crowd went quiet around them. Fear does not always shout. Sometimes it makes a road silent. I climbed back to a roof because I needed to see the city again. From above, the fear disappears into patterns. The market is still moving, the boats are still arriving, and life keeps insisting on itself, even with rumors underneath. Temple smoke rises straight into the bright sky. It makes the whole city look eternal, which is exactly the illusion history destroys. I keep thinking about how we remember cities after they fall. We forget they were ordinary mornings before they became tragedy. A procession is moving through the square, and everyone is making room. The city is answering fear with ceremony. A man is shouting news from outside the city, and the crowd keeps swelling around him. I can feel panic learning to stand upright. The market is still open, but the energy has changed. Bargaining is quicker now, and people listen even while pretending to sell. A woman shoved extra cloth into my hands and told me something urgent. I think she wants me covered, hidden, or gone. Someone knocked over a mat of cacao beans, and nobody laughed. Even money scattered on the ground feels like an omen now. The flowers are still bright, but everything around them feels sharper. Beauty does not soften fear. Sometimes it makes fear clearer. I came back toward the temple because everyone else is moving that way. When a city gets scared, it gathers where meaning lives. The smoke is thicker now, and the drums are slower. It feels like the city is trying to speak to something beyond the lake. The chanting started low, then rolled through the courtyard like weather. I do not understand the words, but I understand the plea. Warriors are forming lines near the temple steps. Their feathers and shields are beautiful, and that beauty is not decorative. I am carrying the cloth bundle because empty hands make me look suspicious. In this city, everyone seems to have a purpose. A family pulled their children inside when shouting started nearby. The door closed softly, but the fear behind it was loud. Messengers just ran past me, splashing through the channel. Nobody asks them to slow down. The whole alley simply moves aside. I brought the cloth back, and the family looked relieved. For a second, time travel became simple. Help carry what someone needs. We are stacking maize baskets near the doorway, and nobody explains why. Preparation has a language of its own. The younger woman smiled at me, but her eyes kept moving toward the street. Hospitality here is real, and so is dread. The drums are farther away now, but the rhythm still reaches this courtyard. Even private rooms cannot keep history outside. The lake is turning gold, and the city looks almost unreal. If I did not know the future, I would believe it could last forever. Canoes are coming back heavy with food and flowers. The daily system still works perfectly, which makes the coming collapse harder to imagine. The birds all lifted at once, and everyone near the water looked up. For a heartbeat, even nature sounded like a warning. I keep touching the stones because I need proof.
This place was not a legend. It was wet, loud, crowded, and breathing.
The road narrows here, and I suddenly understand how fragile access is. A city on water can be protected and isolated at once.
Torches are appearing along the causeway before full darkness. The guards are preparing for a night that nobody wants to name.
The wind over the lake is colder now, and voices carry farther. Every whisper feels like it belongs to the whole road. Warriors just moved past with shields painted bright as birds. Their faces were calm, which somehow made the danger feel closer. Night from the rooftop is breathtaking. Fires sparkle through canals, and the temples rise like dark mountains inside the city. The canals look like black lines of glass between rooftops. This is one of the greatest cities on earth, and I am watching it blink. I have to keep my voice down because sound travels at night. Somewhere below, people are still laughing, cooking, and arguing. Beyond the lake, the future is moving closer, with animals, metal, diseases, alliances, and misunderstandings nobody here can fully see. The sacred precinct at night feels completely different. Shadows make every carving deeper, and the drums sound like a heartbeat under stone. Smoke keeps crossing my face, and the whole courtyard smells like resin and fear. I am trying not to look as lost as I am. The priests passed close enough for me to see paint cracking on skin. History books never tell you how near everything feels.
The crowd is pressing tighter, and I need space. Respect and panic can look almost identical when everyone is moving together.
I left the crowd through a side alley, but someone is following. I can hear sandals on stone stopping whenever I stop. I am hiding by a doorway, and I hate how loud my breathing sounds. The city is too alive for silence to feel safe. They gave me this bundle like I am part of the plan now. I do not deserve that trust, but I cannot refuse it. For 1 minute, we are just sitting by the hearth, listening. The city outside is huge, but this room is painfully human. I keep thinking these people have names I will never learn. That is what loss does. It turns lives into numbers later. I came back to the canal where I woke up, and the city is starting again. Boats move before the sun has fully arrived. A woman is washing bowls at the canal like yesterday changed nothing. Maybe that is courage, or maybe that is just life. A canoe passed so close I felt the spray on my arm. This place is not distant history, it is inches from my face. The sun is hitting the temples now, and they look golden. I understand why people believed this city stood at the center of everything.
The market is opening again, and the first sellers are arranging goods with incredible care. Fear did not cancel breakfast. Fresh fish are being laid on mats beside flowers and maize. The city survives by details, by hands repeating what works.
Someone gave me cacao, bitter and warm. It feels strange to taste comfort in a city I know is walking toward disaster. The rumor is louder today. People are saying the Eastern strangers carry thunder, animals like deer, and shining skin made of metal.
The square is filling again, but this is not a festival crowd. Everyone wants news, and nobody wants to hear it first.
Older men are arguing with sharp hand gestures. One points toward the temple, another toward the causeway, and nobody looks certain. Nobles and guards are moving together now, and that makes the crowd nervous. Authority is easiest to recognize when it stops smiling. The flowers in my hands are crushed because the crowd keeps pushing. Even the beautiful things are getting damaged now. I am going up again because I need one last wide look. If this city is going to vanish, I want to remember it whole. Look behind me. Canals, gardens, markets, temples, homes, smoke, bridges, and people everywhere. This was not empty land. The causeways look thin from here, like threads holding the city to the world. Soon, those threads will become lifelines and traps. I wish I could warn them in a way they would understand. But knowing the future is useless when you cannot change the language. The city reflects perfectly in the lake this morning. It looks doubled, as if the water is trying to keep a copy. Canoes cut through the reflection and make the temples ripple. That is what history does too. It breaks the picture after we admire it. I do not want to leave this view, because leaving feels like agreeing that the ending is already written. I am walking the causeway now, and every step away makes the city look more impossible. Behind me, thousands still believe tomorrow is normal. The temples are smaller from here, but the city feels heavier. Distance does not make tragedy softer, it makes it clearer. Maybe the scariest part of history is not the fall itself. It is the ordinary morning before anyone believes the fall is coming. I am back where this started, beside the canal, and the city is still moving. That is what breaks me most. This flower is already wilting, and I hate how obvious that metaphor feels. Some things disappear slowly, then all at once.
Oh my gods. Be ready. I'm scared.
People are still trading, carrying, praying, joking, and arguing. History is terrifying because it happens while life keeps pretending it is stronger. If you only remember the fall, you miss the miracle. Tenochtitlan was a living capital, built on water, skill, belief, and labor. One day, people will call this a lost city. But right now, it is not lost. It is here, breathing behind me. I woke up in Tenochtitlan before it fell, and now I understand the real horror. The end comes while everyone is still living.